Good morning. I am starting the day making some baked oatmeal for my family. This is definitely one of our favorite ways to eat oatmeal. So we need 3.5 cups of oats to start. And now I'm mixing it with brown sugar, baking powder, salt, and cinnamon. Thank you, Wes. Wesley's helping me this morning. Oh, you got the milk. Thank you so much. Thank you. 1.5 cups of milk.
What is a cup and a half? A cup and a half.
Yeah, that's a bit more than I wanted, but oh well. Now I need 3 eggs. Do you think you would like to help me with the eggs? Wesley's just learning how to do eggs. It's a little bit tricky this time because there's no room for failure. It's not just an empty bowl. You're breaking the egg right into the rest of our food. So let's see how you do. I'm just gonna get this pan, this pan greased. Remember, don't push in, just kind of pull apart. Oh, that was really good. Good job, Wes.
I have to do a click.
Okay, how many did I say that we need? Do you remember?
3.
3 eggs, yeah. Do you want to do all 3 of them? Okay.
Okay. That's good. Good. You have to hear the sound. This like dun, dun.
Whoa, that one was a crazy one. Make sure you always just look in the bowl just in case.
Now I'm going to wash my hands.
Good work.
Without
Thank you so much.
Panda again.
They are really goopy, aren't they? Here, I'll help you bring the stool over there. I'm gonna get this all mixed, and then one more ingredient.
I put cinnamon in.
We already did the cinnamon, but what is one more ingredient that we need for baked oatmeal? What are those? 1 cup.
Whoa, stop on the outback.
Okay, you pour that in. And then get it mixed.
Okay. It's high, but pretty high, right, Bob?
A little bit. It's a little bit thick, right?
Okay, you have to do this for a little bit.
Wow, you sure are a good helper. You know what you're doing, don't you? Is it looking good? Does it look like the raisins are all mixed in? And this is how it looks coming out of the oven. We just scoop this up, put it into bowls, and pour milk on top, just like you would with regular oatmeal. But you know, this is like pretty solid down there, almost like a cake, or almost like squares or something. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's delicious. I will link this recipe. Just poured myself my morning coffee. I know a lot of coffee drinkers drink coffee as soon as they get up in the morning, but that's just never been my habit. And so it's typically 9 or 9:30. I pour myself my first coffee and sit down to do school with the kids, although right now I'm not quite ready to sit down yet. The kids are starting the morning with an outside playtime. I told them I would come join them, and I still plan to. But I first have to wait because I have bread in the oven. It has 15 minutes left, and I also need to start some chicken stock, so lots going on in the kitchen this morning. Okay, I have to update on bread, just came out of the oven, stock is going. Now it's time for me to have a quick play outside with the kids. I'm just getting started on lunch prep right now. As far as morning snacks go, typically we just do fruit. If the kids are hungry for a snack in the morning, usually they'll grab a fruit. So apples and bananas were eaten this morning. And I've got a lot going on my kitchen counter here beside me, so I'll show you what I have all out for today's lunch prep. You know what? I'll talk about it for a second first while you see my face before I show you all the stuff. So my kids really enjoy having like ramen noodles, and we don't do it often, but I usually have them in the pantry, and once in a while, like every 2 or 3 weeks, I'll make noodle soup. And then recently I tried out this rice ramen. It's brown rice ramen from Costco. Let's see if I can quickly find the ingredients to read to you. So the ingredients in these rice noodles are organic brown rice flour and organic millet flour. That's it. Like such a simple product, simple ingredients. And so I started making soup with those noodles. Now I had to try a few different recipes, like how are we going to enjoy these noodles? Now that being said, I've made it for Andrew and I a few times. I've made it for Elijah and Wesley one time. I don't know that all the kids have tried the soup yet. And as I tell you the recipe and the ingredients, you might think like, that does not sound like something kids would enjoy. But so far my kids that have tried this soup really enjoy it. And now, instead of being like, oh, Mr. Noodles, like not a really healthy soup, now it is what I feel is a healthy lunch option for my family. So what I do is I start with a pot here. I'm just gonna get that turned on and get it warmed up. Then I put some olive oil in the pan and I fry up some garlic. The recipe calls for mushrooms and I think something else. So that would be really good too. The recipe actually calls for kale or spinach or something in there too. Again, I haven't tried that, but I do the garlic just like fried in the oil. Then I add salt and pepper and ginger. Then I add chicken broth. I do have this chicken stock coming along too, but that will be for later on for dinner. So I pour the chicken stock into my pot. I add some soy sauce. And then that comes to a boil. Once it's boiling, I'm going to add, so these rice noodles, I think they're pretty cool. They're really easy to use, not so easy to open the packet. Charity, can you come open this? I don't know why, I think it's just really tight. Having a hard time opening this with one hand. But inside, it just comes with these like
That's
discs.
just how the clip is. It's really...
It's a tricky one. It comes in these discs just like this. So I am going to add 3 of those discs. And then you just stir it until the noodles are cooked. It should take about 8 minutes once you put the noodles in to be cooked. I've already been like prepping some veggies here. I have some chicken sitting over here in this container because we had chicken last night. That's where that chicken carcass came for the stock. And so I'm actually going to make a soup with chicken in it tonight for supper as well, but I'm going to chop up a bunch of it now and put it in our soup too for some protein in this soup. Everything is in there now but the noodles. So I am just going to put the lid on and turn it up a bit, and once it boils, then I'll add the rice noodles. We are a boiling and a boiling, so I'm gonna add 3 of these, I think they call them rice cakes actually, just like that. And then Simeon's over here peeling some eggs for me. I use a fork to stir it, just to kind of break it apart as it cooks in there. And then I will add a bunch of this chicken. I figured I may as well just take all the chicken out, chop it all up. Saves me one step for supper tonight. Should I put it in now or let the noodles cook a little bit? Let's let the noodles cook a little bit because that chicken will, I think, heat up really, really quick. The soup is ready. So there's how it looks. We do always set forks and spoons to the table when we have this because like the noodles are super long. We're going to have some boiled eggs. I love the creativity. I asked Simeon to slice these eggs for me and I would always do them long ways, but he did them like this and they look different than usual. We have carrots, cucumbers, and sugar snap peas. And then I did just grab a little bag of crackers. If we run out, I'll get more too. But just some extra carbs there on the side. And these carrots, I peeled them this morning to have extra carrot peels for the chicken stock. So we'll have those at supper. Those will just stay there on the counter all afternoon. But there's our lunch. 12:35, ready to be served. I actually should start serving this right now because it's going to take a minute for this to cool down at all. My chicken stock is done cooking, so now I just need to strain it. So I need this. This came with my pot set, so it fits perfectly. And then I use my biggest glass bowl. It fits inside there nicely. I probably should have set you guys even a little further away. Well, that's all we can do. So now I'm going to pour. I let this sit for a little bit just so I'm not pouring it when it's like boiling hot. But I'm just gonna pour all of that in there like that. Then I kind of just have to hold it up here and let everything drip out. And then I just need to get out my Instant Pot. And, okay, I'm just gonna kneel down here so you guys can see me. I am going to make a soup in the slow cooker tonight. Now, I absolutely could just make this on the stovetop. It's like super quick, easy soup I'm gonna make. I think I'll use the chicken broth, the rest of the chicken from the fridge, and some carrots and corn and peas. I'm thinking I'll put in some like Worcestershire sauce, you know that word. So I absolutely could just do that on the stovetop, but we have swimming lessons to go to shortly. So I'm just gonna dump all of that into the slow cooker simply so that it can cook on low. And then when we get home tonight, it's just hot and ready to eat. And there we go. Our soup just needs to cook now. There's chicken in there. I put onions and garlic in there. Didn't taste it at all, so hopefully it works out. It's just set to the less slow cook, so that's just like a really low setting. So that's just gonna go in there, just stay warm for a while, and then we can also finally dig into this bread when we have supper. And just like that, it's a little bit of a crazy ending here. We have to run out the door. Time just gets away from us. I am just taking along one of these bars. Simple, clean ingredients in that bar. The kids are each having either a bar, or some of the kids here are grabbing arrowroot biscuits to take along. I also am taking my second coffee. And, pardon me?
I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah, okay. Well, figure it out, get your shoes on. We'll check back in a little bit. We're home and ready to serve this soup. I mean, it looks about the same as it did before I left. Just really simple, but it should be good, especially with this bread on the side. So I sliced up that sourdough bread, buttered it, and look at that crumb. That's what you call it when you see like the pattern of the holes in the bread. I would say that's about a perfect loaf of sourdough bread, and just great for, dipping into our soup. Tonight I'm gonna end my night with just a little bowl of this salted caramel popcorn that I picked up at Costco. Just fill a bowl there, and you know what? That is all that is left of that big old loaf of sourdough bread from earlier. That's it. I tell you that our kids really enjoy it. That is how much we all enjoy it. That's all that's left. But I'm going to enjoy an evening snack, and I'll see you guys next time.